Michael Ballack is a retired German footballer. He is among the top goal scorers in the history of the German national team. Ballack wore the number 13 shirt for every team he has played for except for Kaiserslautern. He was selected by Pelé copyright as one of FIFA's 125 greatest living players, and as the UEFA Club Midfielder of the Year in 2002. He won the German Footballer of the Year award 3 times a Euro in 2002, 2003 and 2005. Ballack was known for his passing range, scoring ability, ball skills, and commanding presence in midfield. Ballack began his career as a youth at Chemnitz, his local team, and made his professional debut in 1995. On March 26, 1996, Ballack made his debut for Germany's under-21 side. Although the team were relegated in his first season, his performances in the Regionalliga the following season led to a transfer to 1. FC Kaiserslautern in 1997. He won the Bundesliga in his first season at the club. His first major honor. He became a first-team regular in 1998 Euro 99 season and also earned his first senior national cap for Germany. He moved to Bayer Leverkusen for a $4.1 million in 1999. The 2001 Euro 02 season saw him win a slew of runners-up medals. Bayer Leverkusen finished second in the Bundesliga, DFB-Pokal, UEFA Champions League, and Germany lost to Brazil in the 2002 World Cup final. An $12.9 million move to FC Bayern Munich led to further honors. The team won the Bundesliga and DFB-Pokal double in 2003, 2005 and 2006. Ballack had become a prolific goal-scorer from midfield, scoring 58 goals for Bayern between 2002 and 2006. He joined Premier League club Chelsea in mid-2006 and won his first English honours, the FA Cup and Football League Cup, in his first season at the club. Injury ruled out much of 2007 but he returned the following season, helping Chelsea reach their first-ever Champions League final. He also went on to win the FA Cup again in 2009 and then once more as part of a League and Cup double in 2010. Internationally, Ballack has played in the UEFA European Football Championship in 2000, 2004 and 2008, and the FIFA World Cup in 2002 and 2006. Jawan Quartera Gen Klinsmann appointed him captain of the national team in 2004. Ballack scored consecutive game-winning goals in the quarter-final and semi-final to help his country to the 2002 World Cup final, and led his team to the semi-finals of the 2006 World Cup and the Euro 2008 final. Early life: Michael Ballack was born in Gar Paragraph Rlitz, a town in the historical region, Upper Lusatia and Silesia, present-day in the Free State of Saxony. He is the only child of Stefan and Karen Ballack, an engineer and a secretary. The family moved to Karl-Marx-Stadt when Ballack was very young and it was there that he started to play football. Club career: Chemnitz FC. Michael Ballack's parents sent him to train with the side when he was 7 years old. He later moved on to FC Karl-Marx-Stadt. His father had played second division football himself in Germany. Unusual for his early age was Ballack's ability to use both feet with equal authority. In 1995, Ballack earned his first professional contract, thanks to his performances in the role of central midfielder. He was dubbed the Little Kaiser, in reference to Franz Beckenbauer, who was nicknamed Der Kaiser. His professional debut came on August 4, 1995, on the first day of the new 2. Bundesliga season. Chemnitz lost the game 2-1, against VfB Leipzig. At the end of the season, during which Ballack made 15 appearances, Chemnitz were relegated to the multi-tiered, regional third division. The following season, Ballack became a regular first-team player as Chemnitz missed out on an immediate return to the Bundesliga. He did not miss a game and scored 10 goals for the Sky Blues. It was not enough for Chemnitz to be promoted, but in the summer of 1997, coach Otto Rehagel just promoted 1. FC Kaiserslautern signed Ballack at their return to top-flight football. Kaiserslautern, it was during the 7th game of the 1997 Euro 98 season, away to Karlsruhe, that Rehagel decided to throw Ballack into the Bundesliga for the first time. if only for the final 5 minutes of the encounter. On March 28, 1998, Ballack made his first team debut start against Bayer Leverkusen. Ballack made 16 appearances for his new team during the season as the club became the first ever newly promoted team to lift the Bundesliga title. In the following season, Ballack became both a regular member of the team and one of the side's leading players. Kaiserslautern reached the quarter-finals of the Champions League, but were knocked out by Bayern Munich. On July 1, 1999, Ballack moved to Bayer Leverkusen at the age of 22, for a transfer fee of $4.1 million. Bayer Leverkusen. It was at Bayer Leverkusen that Ballack made his breakthrough. Coaches Christoph Daum and Klaus Toppner granted him an attacking role in the midfield. Ballack was instrumental to the success of Leverkusen, scoring 27 goals in the league and 9 in Europe over the course of his 3 seasons at the Bayer Arena. In 2000, Bayer Leverkusen needed only a draw against Minnows Unterhaching to win the league title, but an own goal by Ballack helped send the team to a crashing 0-2 defeat, while Bayern Munich clinched the title with a 3-1 victory over Werder Bremen. 2001-02 was a season of disappointment for Bayer Leverkusen. In the German Bundesliga, the team surrendered a 5-point lead at the top of the table over the last 3 games of the season to finish second behind Borussia Dortmund, lost the UEFA Champions League final 2-1 to Real Madrid, and lost the DFB-Pokal final 4-2 to Schalke 04. These 3 runner-up finishes were dubbed a treble horror. And Bayer Leverkusen was dubbed Bayer Leverkusen in English. The German nickname became Vizkusen. Ballack and Leverkusen teammates Bernd Schneider, Carson Ramello, and Oliver Neuville were even beaten finalists with Germany in the 2002 FIFA World Cup, although Ballack was suspended for the final itself. Ballack finished with 17 league goals, and his performance over the season led to him being voted into the UEFA.com Users Team of 2002 as well, being named German Footballer of the Year. Bayern Munich. In spite of Real Madrid's interest, Ballack decided to sign with Bayern Munich in a $12.9 million deal in 2002 after his impressive performances in the World Cup. Bayern won the Bundesliga in his first season with 75 points, they also won the DFB-Pokal. In his second season however, Bayern lost their Bundesliga crown to Werder Bremen along with the cup. In his third season with the Bavarians, Ballack enjoyed success in the 2004-05 season as Bayern Munich completed another double. New coach Felix Magath stated he was the only automatic starter in their midfield. In 4 seasons at Bayern, Ballack won 3 Bundesliga and DFB-Pokal doubles and scored 44 goals in 107 league matches. Between 1998 and 2005, Ballack notched up 61 goals in his domestic league. However, Ballack's critics noted his frequent choking in important Champions League matches. This resulted in open public criticism from club general manager Uli Hoeneß, communications director Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and club president Franz Beckenbauer, all former Bayern players. Beckenbauer later went as far as to accuse Ballack of saving his strength for prospective employers after Ballack turned in an average performance in the 2006 DFB-Pokal final against Eintracht Frankfurt. Chelsea. Ballack agreed to join English Premier League club Chelsea on a free transfer on May 15, 2006. During his last season as a Bayern player there were rumours of interest from Manchester United, Real Madrid, Internazionale and Milan, but Ballack instead chose to go to Stamford Bridge. Shortly after arriving at Chelsea, Ballack stated that he hoped to end his career at Chelsea. Ballack's debut for Chelsea came on July 31, 2006, during a practice match at UCLA's intramural football pitch. Chelsea presented him to the media the following day, where the club also gave him his favoured number 13 shirt, worn throughout his career. Upon doing so, William Gallas, who previously wore the number 13 shirt for Chelsea, was given the number 3 shirt. This move created animosity between Gallas and the club as Gallas felt that he was underappreciated. On August 27, 2006, Ballack made his Premier League debut for Chelsea against Blackburn Rovers. On September 12, He scored his first goal for the club on his Champions League debut against Werder Bremen. He received the first straight red card of his career in Chelsea's 1-0 win over Liverpool on September 17, 2006, after being judged to have stamped on Mohamed Sissoko's leg. Ballack scored his Premier League goal on October 21, 2006 against Portsmouth at Stamford Bridge with a header. His first FA Cup goal came in the 109th minute in the semi-final against Blackburn Rovers on April 15, 2007. This goal resulted in Chelsea progressing into the FA Cup final. He scored 8 goals in all competitions for the club in the 2006-07 season, including a free kick against Everton at Goodison Park, as well as a half-volley against Porto which sent Chelsea through to the quarter-finals of the Champions League. Throughout his first season at Chelsea, Ballack was criticised for his lethargic performances for playing as though he had a huge cigar in his mouth. On April 29, 2007, Chelsea released a statement on their official website, informing fans that Ballack had undergone ankle surgery in Munich. As a result of the surgery, Ballack did not play in the FA Cup final against Manchester United, which Chelsea won 1-0 through Didier Drogba's extra-time goal. This was Ballack's second trophy this season, his first being the League Cup, the final of which he started. Despite persistent rumours in the summer 2007 transfer window, Ballack denied that he wanted to leave and no such move materialised. Chelsea left Ballack out of their Champions League squad for the 2007-08 group stage as they realised that his injury would prevent him from playing any useful part and preferred to select the fully fit Steve Sidgwill. The German international had an ankle operation in the summer and Chelsea could not take the risk of him not regaining full fitness before the end of the group stage. Thus, Ballack could not play in the Champions League before the knockout stages began in February. The club was only able to select 23 out of a possible 25 players for their Champions League squad due to the new UEFA regulations on association-trained players and club-trained players. Due to this regulation, Chelsea were also unable to select young player Scott Sinclair and could only pick 23 players as their only club-trained player was John Terry. For this reason, it was deemed unwise to gamble on Ballack being fit at some point. He made his return to the side in Chelsea's 2-0 League Cup win over Liverpool on December 19, 2007. Ballack tallied an assist late in the game to striker Andriy Shevchenko. On December 26, 2007, Ballack made his league return in a thrilling game against Aston Villa which ended 4-4. He came on for Frank Lampard in the 26th minute after the latter had picked up a thigh injury. In first half stoppage time, he won a penalty after being brought down in the box by Zat Knight, which Andriy Shevchenko converted. In the 88th minute, with the score tied at 3-3, Ballack stepped up to take a free kick, which he buried into the bottom left corner of the goal, but the match ended in a 4-4 draw. Ballack captained the Chelsea team in the absence of captain John Terry and vice-captain Frank Lampard in a 2-1 win over Newcastle United on December 29, 2007. Ballack then played his 50th game in a Chelsea shirt in a 2-1 win against Fulham in which he scored the winning goal for Chelsea. He also scored the only goal that won the match for Chelsea against Reading to extend the Blues' winning streak to a record of 9. And, on March 5, 2007, he scored again, this time against Olympiacos in the UEFA Champions League round of 16 in a 3-0 win. He scored the winning goal in the 2-0 win in the second leg of the quarter-finals against Fenerbahce Section E, a victory that secured Chelsea a place in the semi-finals. Ballack continued to score vital goals and, on April 26, 2008, he scored a header and a penalty to give Chelsea a 2-1 win over Manchester United. He was named man of the match for his performance. It brought the two teams level in the race for the Premier League title only 2 match days before the end of the season. The season ended on a low note for Ballack as Chelsea finished runners-up in the League Cup, Premier League and UEFA Champions League. This completed another treble horror for Ballack and his club. On June 29, 2008, Germany, captained by Ballack, lost to Spain 1-0 in the final of the UEFA Euro 2008 Championship. This became the second season in Ballack's career that he was runner-up for 4 major trophies. The 2008 Euro 09 season started well for Ballack. He set up Joe Cole to score the first goal in a 4-0 win over Portsmouth in the first game of the season. Ballack was injured shortly after missing the games against Manchester United, Liverpool and Arsenal. Ballack's return from injury has been a lift for Chelsea as he set up Deco to score a scissor kick in a 2-0 win against Bolton Wanderers. Ballack's first goal of the 2009 season came against Southend United in their FA Cup replay, a match which Chelsea went on to win 4-1. Ballack's first Premier League goal of the 2008 Euro 09 season came on April 11, 2009 in a match against Bolton Wanderers, ending 4-3 for Chelsea. He came on as a second-half substitute as Chelsea won the 2009 FA Cup final. On June 2, 2009, Ballack signed a 1-year contract extension with Chelsea. In Chelsea's second game of the season, away at Sunderland, Ballack scored his first goal of the 2009 Euro 10 campaign in their 3-1 win. Ballack also scored against Burnley in a 3-0 win. Ballack made his first Champions League appearance for the season against Portuguese side Porto. On September 20, 2009, he scored his third league goal, against Tottenham Hotspur. On January 17, 2010, he scored his fourth league goal and third assist in a 7-2 win against Sunderland. In Chelsea's fifth-round FA Cup tie against Cardiff City, Ballack scored the goal which put the Blues back in front and they comfortably saw the Bluebirds home 4-1 in the end. He was sent off in Chelsea's 4-2 defeat against Manchester City on February 27, 2010. Chelsea went on to win the 2009 Euro 10 Premier League, Ballack's first league title in England. He also started as Chelsea were victorious in the 2010 FA Cup final. However, he would come off injured shortly before half-time after a tackle by Kevin Prince Boateng. The injury later meant that Ballack was not able to participate in the 2010 FIFA World Cup. On June 9, 2010, it was announced that Ballack, along with teammates Joe Cole and Giuliano Belletti, would leave Chelsea on a free transfer after his contract was not renewed. Returned to Bayer Leverkusen, on June 25, 2010. Michael Ballack signed a 2-year contract with Bayer Leverkusen. On August 19, 2010, he scored the first goal for Leverkusen in a 3-0 win against Tavrya Simferopol in the Europa League qualifiers. On October 6, 2010, it was announced that Michael Ballack would not play again in 2010 at the club or international level due to a shin injury sustained September 11, 2010 in a Bundesliga match against Hannover 96. On February 20, 2011, Ballack made his return from injury, coming on as a substitute for Simon Rolfs against VfB Stuttgart. Leverkusen won the match 4-2. Ballack scored his second Europa League goal against Metalist Kharkiv. Leverkusen won 2-0, with 6-0 on aggregate moving on to the last 16. Ballack played the full 90 minutes against Schalke assisting Aaron Dediak to score. Leverkusen went on to win 2-0. Retirement: Ballack announced his retirement on October 2, 2012. He had been in talks with Major League Soccer and A-League club Western Sydney Wanderers. On June 5, 2013, he played a farewell match at Leipzig's Red Bull Arena. The match was won by a world 11 4-3 against the Friends of Ballack, with Ballack scoring his second hat-trick in his career. First he scored 2 goals with Friends of Ballack in the first half and scored his third goal in the winner in the second half for the World 11. Participants in the match included former teammates and friends Litham the Currency-Us, Didier Drogba, Miroslav Klose, Andrei Shevchenko, Philip Lahm, Hassan Salihamidzic a three-quarters ear, Dimitar Berbatov, Michael Essien, Andra Copyright Shawan Quarter RRLE, Ricardo Carvalho, Diet Muhammad, Florent Malauda, Carson Janka, Torsten Frings, Jens Lehmann, Christian Wapp Paragraph RNS, Mehdi Mardavikia and Permerta Saka, as well as Formula One racing driver Michael Schumacher. The teams were coached by Ballack's former Chelsea coach Jose Mourinho and his former national team coach Rudi ~Lair. International career. On March 26, 1996, Ballack debuted for the national U21 team against Denmark, shortly after signing for Chemnitz. In all, he played 19 matches for this side, scoring 4 goals. Then, following his move to Kaiserslautern, national coach Berti Vogts called him up to the senior team. Ballack's first appearance, however, did not come until April 28, 1999, when he came on as a substitute for Diet Mohamed in a match against Scotland. Ballack only played 63 minutes at UEFA Euro 2000. In the 2002 FIFA World Cup, he scored in matches against the United States and South Korea during the knockout rounds as Germany reached the final. However, he was booked for a tactical foul during the semi-final match against South Korea and was suspended for the final, which Germany went on to lose 2-0 to Brazil. He was included in the World Cup All-Star team. Following UEFA Euro 2004, Jawan Kortara Gen Klinsmann replaced Rudi ~Lair at the helm of the national team and Ballack took over from Oliver Kahn as captain. In the 2006 FIFA World Cup, he was unable to start in Germany's first game against Costa Rica due to a calf strain, but appeared in the following 5 matches. Germany were eliminated in the semi-finals, but they managed to clinch 3rd place in a match against Portugal. He was named man of the match in the games against Ecuador and Argentina, and was included in FIFA's World Cup All-Star team for a 2nd consecutive time. After the tournament, Klinsmann stood down as national team head coach and was succeeded by assistant Joachim ~W. Ballack started and captained Germany in their first game of the UEFA Euro 2008 Championship against Poland. He proved to be an influential figure in the midfield as Germany came back from a shock defeat to Croatia to make it to the final, scoring a free kick against Austria to secure Germany a 1-0 win and a place in the quarter-finals. In the quarter-finals, he scored a controversial header against Portugal to make the score 3-1 in their 3-2 win after an assist by Bastian Schweinsteiger's 60th-minute free kick, helping Germany to advance to the semi-finals. Germany went on to beat Turkey 3-2 in the semi-finals. Prior to the final, Ballack sustained a calf injury but eventually overcame it in time. However, Germany ended up losing 1-0 to Spain. Nevertheless, he was named in the team of the tournament. Between June 2005 and Ballack's retirement, Germany never lost a game when Ballack scored. He scored 4 goals in the 2010 World Cup qualifiers. However, he missed the 2010 FIFA World Cup following a foul by Kevin Prince Boateng in the FA Cup final that caused an ankle injury. Boateng is a former Germany U21 player and half-brother of current German international copyright Rami Boateng. Kevin Prince Boateng went on to play for Ghana against the German team in the World Cup group stages. Ballack did travel to South Africa to provide moral support for the national team but he departed after Philipp Lahm, who was appointed team captain due to Ballack's injury, commented after the quarter-finals that he would not relinquish the captaincy back to Ballack. Team manager Oliver Bierhoff criticized Lahm's comments and clarified the situation saying Philipp Lahm is the World Cup captain and Michael Ballack is still the captain. Germany played strongly in the tournament despite Ballack's absence, including a 4-1 win over England and a 4-0 win over Argentina en route to finishing 3rd, thanks to emerging midfield talents such as Sami Khedira, Mesut Ozil and Thomas Lair. It was reported that Germany coach Joachim ~W was waiting for Ballack to retire from international football after the 2010 World Cup, however Ballack refused to give up despite a rash of injuries suffered in 2010 Euro 11. On June 16, 2011, it was announced that Ballack will no longer be a part of the national team. The DFB offered him 2 friendlies to reach 100 matches for Germany, which he refused, accusing ~W of disrespecting him ever since his injury dating back to March 2010 and calling the invitation to compete in another 2 games for Germany a farce. Personal life. On July 14, 2008, Ballack married his longtime girlfriend Simone Lamb. The couple have 3 children together: Louis, Emilio and Jordi. The couple divorced in 2012. During Euro 2012 and FIFA World Cup 2014, Ballack worked as a studio analyst for ESPN, often alongside Alexi Lalas. Statistics, Club, National Team, International Goals, Score and Result lists Germany's goals first, honors, references. External links.